Zmysł do czempiona.
Oto słodki zapach strachu.
Jestem dowódcą skoku. To zaszczyt.
Now, let's be fair, teammates that quit the game when the game could still be essentially won is quite annoying. So that's how I'm going to talk about it. Now, before I get to the video, I think I have to explain some stuff. Like, first of all, that essentially what I would kind of say, there are three types of people that essentially do this kind of thing, like quit the game. One, essentially, the random kind of reason, which, could be happening at any random part of the game, whether you're in a fight, whether you're actually, looting, you're traveling, and there's a guy essentially quitting. The other one is essentially, it's not really like kind of his fault, but essentially connection server. And essentially the third one, which I would kind of consider the worst one, is I would consider a TTV Wraith gets knocked down, and he's salty. Now, the first group of people which I will name, the random quitters, are actually those kind of people which I was considering whether I should actually put in these kind of lists, essentially talk about them. But at the end of the day, I actually decided to talk about it, since they're actually kind of common. Well, they're not really that common, but you will actually see them once in a while. And those essentially people which, as I said, they quit at random parts of the game. Could be battle, could be looting, could be whatever. Could be even something at the start. And although this can be kind of annoying, let's just understand, essentially this game is supposed to be for 16 years old. And at that time, essentially people do at that time actually do have something to do. Like if you're 16 years old, you have school, homework, and now essentially online classes, where you have to help your parents with something. All I'm saying is that essentially, although this could be annoying, I think it's kind of like acceptable, with games that actually are over 16 years old has multiplayer. Because to be fair, at this point we're essentially trying to essentially go to school, you get all your grades, and actually trying to essentially go to the adulthood. So it is kind of actually reasonable to assume that some people might actually hop onto the game, then realize actually they don't have as much time when someone actually just calls them to help them with something. The fun fact, actually, that time I recorded this video 26, I actually had to have a similar thing. I was playing the Apex and essentially I just quit out the mid game. But not because actually I didn't want to play with. Actually, I was actually doing quite well. I got 1 kill. We were actually just taking out the second team. But essentially my one just called me up for something to actually help us, so I had to essentially quit. So although these could technically be annoying, it is kind of expected now. They're not really actually the people who are just gonna keep fighting. As I said, it's gonna be once in a while. And the second group of people I want to talk about is actually the service quitters, and that's actually it's not actually their fault. Could be having a bug or something. The game just kills down for no reason or something, and that's why it could be the quitting the game. But at the same time, in season 5, they pretty much made an option so you can rejoin the games, even if essentially somehow happens to the server, so you just somehow get kicked out. So there's a possible, even if somehow essentially someone quits the game, not really quits the game, but just got kicked out, they can actually rejoin the servers, and we actually can see them. People actually, if it does happen, since whenever they have essentially the leaf symbol, actually the disconnected symbol, but this character is still in the game. So this is actually when it kind of happens. Now, like I said with the last one, I don't think that's actually considered annoying. And I think that's actually less rare to happen with the last one. And at the same time, Apex actually are trying to essentially minimize it so it doesn't happen as much. And actually, that's why I think this is rare to happen. And even if it does happen, well, it doesn't feel like different, because they still have a chance to return to the game. So I don't consider this annoying. Unlike the other part which I'm going to talk about right now, I've truly saved the best for the last one. And this one which I'm going to consider a TTV Wraith got salty. Now, the reason which I call this is because when I've been playing this game, it mainly happens with Wraith. Now, it can happen with other characters, but mainly whenever you see a Wraith and this guy has the name TTV on his name, you know that when he's going to get down, he's going to quit the game, most likely. And I think this is kind of the reason which I originally wanted to make this video, because I've played the game, I have played so many Wraiths that had the TTV in the name, and they just automatically quit the game. And now, unlike with the others two, this is annoying. Because it's like, essentially, you had to go somewhere, or, essentially the connection service happened. No. This guy is fully aware of what he's doing, fully aware of what's happening, and he still decides, I'm just gonna get out the game. Now, I don't really have to say about why it's annoying. Everyone on Earth knows that why it's annoying. And as I said, it mainly happens with the race, but it doesn't mean it cannot happen with the other characters. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Mainly happens in pubs. Like, you rarely ever see it happening in ranks. And that's because you get punished in there. First time you do it is like, I think 10 minutes. I'm not sure how long it is for the other time, but mainly in ranks, you do get punished for it. so that's why people mainly don't do it. And I think that's going to actually do quite like that Apex actually trying to do something, just people randomly quitting the game. I actually do quite like that, and this is trying to affect the service, unlike like for example the most popular game right now, or one of the most popular Fortnite, which is up for longer than Apex and still kind of actually do the same thing what Apex did in like possibly 5 season. Apex was actually at the 5 season when they did the change to essentially the servers. Fortnite is still at the 15 season right now, we're essentially in, and still no change like that. Now, I am actually not sure whether Respawn could do something more about it. I think they have pretty much done what they could actually do, like, I don't think there's nothing else they could do. But once again, I could be surprised. Now, anyway, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think should happen? What do you think there should be changes? Do you think that all people in TTV should be banned? I don't think that would be a good idea, because I had to have a friend who was actually TTV and who was very nice. Anyway, that's it for me in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.